Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of JD's Wildcat World. On this episode, we look back on the Cats' win against Illinois State by a score of 96-70. I'm going to get right into it. The game went exactly how I expected it to go. I predicted a score of 91-70. They win 96-70, and I also thought, there was a possibility we could come out a little sloppy. The first half especially was a pretty sloppy performance, but we got together in the second half, actually ended the first half and the second half, and ended up blowing out Illinois State. Antonio Reeves, against his former team, goes for 27 points, and I really love what he's doing on the offensive side of the ball. The last two games, ironically enough, both against Redbirds. I guess he just has something against Redbirds, the Cardinals, and now Illinois State as well. He goes for 30 against Louisville and then 27 against Illinois State in his last two. So I love seeing him score the ball. And he's not just shooting it like last year. He's not just shooting threes. He's getting to the rim. He's using his floater. He's hitting some in the mid-range, out on the break. He's getting dunks, doing it in all kinds of different ways. I think for Reeves, getting that feedback from the NBA last offseason was the best thing that he could have done. It seems like it's really he's took the info that the NBA has given him and really applied it to his college game this season, and he's done a great job. So really proud of him and just really excited about this team. It feels like we get the quietest 90 points a game that I've seen. Like it doesn't even seem like, that we had 96 at the end of that game. And, this team just scores at will, to be honest with you. They're so electric, and so they get out on the break, and they've got so many different weapons that they're averaging over 90 a game, and that's awesome. People main concern this year has been defense. And I think at the same time, I know obviously our defense has struggled. It's got to get better. But, I'm not really worried about it too much because of how fast and how quick we can score and how many different ways we can score. But at the same time, I think the defense will get better. I'm in the minority that I think we got guards that can defend when they want to. I think Rob Dillingham has got a lot better at defending. DJ Wagner has got better. But I think, we are what we are on defense right now, but I do think that it will continue to get better, and it'll have to get better in conference play because you're going to have cold shooting nights and have to get stops eventually. And maybe even in the tournament, when that time comes, you're going to have a cold shooting night where you got to just lock in and get stops on the defensive side of the ball. So I've got confidence in this group. They've gave me really no reason. At full strength, we haven't lost a game. That's the truth. I know that's hard for some people to understand, but especially in the national media, we have not lost a game at full strength. We lose to Kansas, don't have a 7-footer. Lose to Wilmington, Aaron Bradshaw's first game back, and we don't have DJ Wagner. So still haven't lost a game at full strength, and until we do, guys, I'm not going to predict us to lose a game at full strength. But that'll be on into the prediction and the preview of Florida. But real quick, shout out to the whole team. I think everybody got in on the action. I think the play of the game, and, I've been doing these about every episode. I picked my personal favorite play of the game, not what many people would think. But I think, for the most part, people are going to be in agreement on this one. It was a span of about 20 seconds from Reed Sheppard. He makes a terrible turnover and then blocks a three-point shot. And off the block, Illinois State's big man grabs it. Reed sneaks behind him, steals the ball, runs the break, kicks it to Reeves for an open three, and Reeves buries it. And that was a awesome play. I love seeing that. There's been many plays like that this year, not just from Reed, but from other people as well. And that was my favorite play of the game. Like I said, Reeves went for 27 on. He had 10 of 15 shooting, 4 of 8 from 3. DJ Wagner was my pick for MVP. He wasn't the MVP as Reeves was, but he had a great game, 14 points on 6 of 10 shooting, and he is getting that three-point shot going, it seems like. 2 for 3 this game, one of them from very deep. He's on, and it's awesome to see. Once again, he gets to the rim at will against Illinois State. Can he do that in SEC play? We'll see. We need to work on finishing a little bit more, but he still proved to me, even all the way back to the summer in Canada, he could get to the rim whenever he wanted to, and he's continuing to get better. Justin Edwards, another solid night. He's on the uptick, in my opinion, still 9 points, 4 boards on 4 of 8 shooting. Didn't hurt you too bad. He got off to a quick start. I think he had 5 points in the first 2 minutes. But, he's getting there. And the thing about with this team, he's had time to go at his own pace. He didn't have to be what he was supposed to be as soon as the season started, because we've got so many different weapons that can go out and play. And he's finally coming into his own. 8 points, 11 boards for Trey Mitchell. Didn't shoot it really as much as I thought he would this game, coming off that awesome performance against Louisville. Only took 4 shots. But very efficient night for Trey. And Bradshaw, foul trouble again, struggled. We need to see his improvement starting on Saturday against Florida. We need him to be like he was against North Carolina. That is an ideal game. I mean, he doesn't have to be that good every game, but we need more North Carolina game, less Louisville and Illinois State game from him. Only 2 points and 1 rebound in only 15 minutes. Didn't play a lot in the first half, but I've got confidence in Bradshaw, too, that he'll get it together. Rob Dillingham, you all know my opinions on him. I love him. 16 points, 7 assists. That's a key number in 22 minutes. Rob's Rob, man. He comes in, gives you a spark, and does great things. Gives some people headaches, but I'm not one of those people. I love you take what you can get with him. He does a great job, does so many things well. I love his game. Reed Sheppard, 11 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. Once again, I mean, you read this box score, it goes without even saying. You wouldn't even have to read the box score. I mean, he just does so many great things on the floor. I can't overstate that enough. Speaking of Robin Reed, real quick before I finish this breakdown of the game, new mock draft comes out today, and Reed and Rob are in the lottery in the mock draft. So who would have thought that coming into the season? We all thought Justin Edwards and DJ Wagner would be the higher draft picks, but Rob Dillingham and Reed Sheppard have really done a great job. So also want to shout out Jordan Burke, who I thought played his best game as a Cat in this Illinois State game. Had 5 points and a rebound in 11 minutes. Came in, gave some great minutes during Bradshaw's struggles. Also, he blocked at least 1 or 2 shots in 10 minutes, had 4 points and 2 boards. So, once again, everybody did what they needed to do. The only complaint I have, I'd like to see Bradshaw get back to his true form, and I think he does that Saturday. We took 25 threes. I think, that's enough. We hit 11 of them. I say 25 to 30 a game. And held Illinois State to 8 from 35 from 3, 22%. That's it's all you can ask for. They didn't shoot it well. We knew coming in that they really couldn't score the ball, and we didn't let them. So held them to 70. I thought it's funny because at the very end of the episode last week, if you all listened, I said, I don't know if Illinois State can score 70. I might need to change that, but they score exactly 70. So Cats win 96-70, go to 10-2 on the year. Now are up to number 6th in the AP poll. Really should be 5th. Tennessee didn't play last week. We should be above them. Plus they have 3 losses. I feel like we are definitely a top 5 team. But all that matters right now is seedings and bracketologies. I've seen us anywhere from a 2 to a 4 seed in the most recent bracketology updates. And, we'll keep taking care of business. We're going to keep going up. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. I think this team's legit. And I'm excited for conference play to get started. And I'm more excited than anything to have more than one game a week. My goodness, this non-conference seems like it has drug out forever. So the Cats on Saturday at 12:30 go to Gainesville. On ESPN, they play the Florida Gators. Already a sold-out crowd. It's going to be rocking. Our first true road game, you can say Louisville was a road game. We had 75% of that crowd, so I'm not really going to count that. This is a heck of a conference opener. The Gators come in 10-3 with losses to Virginia, Baylor, and Wake Forest. But they have won 6 straight. So they're on a win streak, but hey, so are we. Let's go get this win. I've got confidence in the Cats to do just that. And I know it's a rough environment, but I do like the Cats here. The Gators are led in scoring by Walter Clayton Jr., a guard who can get to the rim, also pull up, drain one in your eye. So DJ's going to have his work cut out for him there. Tyree Samuel averaging 9 boards a game. Went and looked. He attacks the glass. We're going to have to put bodies on him. I think Aaron Bradshaw will do a great job with that. After seeing him go up against Bacot at North Carolina, I feel confident going into these conference games against big guys, big, strong guys like Tyree Samuel, that Bradshaw can contain him as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble. That's Bradshaw's number one thing right now. The last 2 games has got into foul trouble very quickly. So that's going to be a key in this game to keep them off the boards. The Gators are averaging 86.3 points a game. That's up there. We're averaging 91.1, so could possibly be a shootout. I like us in a shootout as well. They're about the same in points against, 79 or 73.4 for us, 73.7 for them. So we're right there on about the same on defense, but we do average about 5 points more. Florida's lost some questionable games. Like I just said, they lost to a Virginia team that I think is really struggling this year, a Wake Forest team that's in the ACC I don't think is going to contend for the ACC title. Baylor was decent at one point, and then Michigan blew them out, or Michigan State blew them out, I'm sorry. So you look at that, Florida's best win. I'm looking at their schedule, and I have looked. Michigan, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Pitt is a decent win. They beat Pitt by 15 early in the year. I guess Pitt's probably better than Michigan, but that's probably their best win so far. So, once again, I'm just telling you, there's several people I've seen that are picking the Cats to lose this game. I'm not sure what the spread will be. I think the Cats by 3.5 to 4 is my guess, as far as the spread goes. But I actually like the Cats by 9. I like the Cats by a score of 92 to 83. I think, like I said, it's going to be a tough environment. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, a shootout-type game. And I like, I like Rob Dillingham. First road game, I think he will come out and give us a very big lift off the bench and quieten the crowd, if you will. So we'll see. Conference play is here, and it is about time. Like I just touched on, it feels, especially the month of December, college basketball-wise, felt like drug on forever. Like we only had 4 games in December or 5. There's 5. But now we're into the Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday window of the season, and those are the best. So I like the Cats, that quad one opportunity at Florida. We need this win for our resume. You get into the conference play and you need to start building a resume. I think this is a good one for that. And then I'll say next Saturday as well, at Texas A&M. I don't think that's a quad one right now. Could be by the end of the year. But SEC, some teams are down more than we thought, and some teams are better than they thought. So we'll have to see how we do. But as far as Saturday goes, I like the Cats 92-83. And you all let me know what you think. Let me know your predictions. I love interacting with you all. I want to shout out the football Cats for a great performance against Clemson in the Gator Bowl. The end stunk. I don't really talk much football on here because I don't know as much football as I do basketball, to be honest with you. I'm more of a basketball guy. I do love UK football, and I watch every game, go to a lot of games. But as far as breaking it down, I like breaking down the stuff that I know the X's and O's of. And definitely better at basketball than football. But I would have liked the last drive. That game was such a great game. The bowl game was. And as everybody's saying, I wish we wouldn't not have sat back in that pre-vit defense and let Clemson pick us apart on that last drive. And that would have been a very solid win for the football program, but it slips away. Clemson wins 38-35, and now the UK football team is on to next season. Bring in Brock Vandegrift, and I think, it looked like that Liam Cohen had a little bit of his own freedom there, calling his own offense, and that was fun. Several deep shots that connected, deep plays. That Jordan Dingle play was awesome. I mean, just stuff like that. I'm very excited to see what Liam can do, and hopefully our defense adjusts where we don't play the bend don't break. But I'm not too confident in that. It's frustrating because it felt like we were getting to Cade Klubnik, Clemson's quarterback, whenever we wanted to. The defensive line did a great job. And so did the corners when we blitzed and safeties. But we let that win slip away, and we're on to next season. But for the basketball Cats, the season's just heating up as SEC play starts on Saturday. And hopefully we'll be back here next week. If we win, things go well, I might do another post-game right after the game. We'll have to see how that goes, but I know you all really enjoyed that. It did good numbers. Like I said, it was the North Carolina postgame show has been the most listened to so far. So, Florida's a big game. Opening of SEC play. I know it's at a weird time, 12:30. That would be the only thing that would stop me from doing it right after the time. But if you all request it, I'll do it. So I appreciate you all. And until next week, where we're hopefully celebrating a win against Florida, and then we'll also preview the Missouri game that is next Tuesday, a week from today. So, as always, go Cats, and continue to like, listen, share, subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And it's JD's Wildcat World. And until next week, go Cats.